So Sean,
Yes.
you're here to tell me why people should be paging Dr. Microsoft. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to try and demonstrate the average person's frustration with all this stuff, and you're going to tell me how you guys are going to fix that.
I'll do my best.
Okay? So, I am the doctor. I'm geeky. You're the geek. You're geeky.
Okay.
We have the patient here who's hoping we can combine our geekiness into something actually useful for them.
Okay.
Okay? And right now we have a patient who's pretty healthy.
I just wonder if Mike could weigh in with his.
In the past, I would write as a doctor on all of this, and I would put it somewhere else. They could never see it. So you guys said, well, that's not going to work. Let's see if we can make it available to everybody. What happened was that this person wanted a piece, you wanted a piece, I wanted a piece, the insurer wanted a piece, and before long it was just turned into lots of
Absolutely.
unusable pieces. And if they got a piece, they got this piece. And somebody else had decided that that's what they were allowed to have. So, I'm thinking that what we are talking about when you're giving your talk about the blue button thing today is that you guys are going to change this. Is that right?
We're trying very hard.
Okay. Now, you're dealing with a lot of cranky pants doctors. They don't want to be writing this stuff 4 or 5 times.
Absolutely not.
They don't feel like some of this should be allowed out of their office. A lot of them don't feel like it belongs to anyone else but them because it's their notes for themselves. If these are all these pieces of information, can you tell me who's going to get what and where it's going to go?
Absolutely. The idea is behind HealthVault, and what we're trying to do is to understand all those little pieces really do live all over the place. And people have different obligations, and regulations cause different barriers, and there's all kinds of things going on. And so by using Microsoft's patience in this industry, by taking a long view,
become the thing holding them all together.
we're trying to pull them all together,
Okay.
and then let the patient decide what the right way to break it apart is. So
They
if I
can
have
take any one of these.
absolutely.
They own every bit of it.
And if there's a personal trainer and the only thing they want them to work with is their exercise information, they get their exercise information and nothing else.
That one had a virus.
There you go.
Okay. So any piece can be taken off.
Absolutely.
Now, how are you guys going to make sure the wrong person doesn't get the wrong piece? Because people care. They don't want
Absolutely.
someone to find out that they really just wanted to find out that they didn't have a sexually transmitted disease.
Well, that's actually been part of the premise of HealthVault from day one. If you look right on our homepage, what we have said is this data is controlled by you and you alone. And we give you a set of very clear tools on how to do that. So both right in front of the interface, you actually see the list of people and institutions that have access to the data.
So
You
in the
can
world of
choose.
Facebook, you were telling me it's not being sold anywhere.
It is not being sold.
Not
In fact,
being tracked
Microsoft doesn't
anywhere.
even have rights to do work.
Really?
My ability to tell you much about any usage in HealthVault is very, very
If I could put my
constrained.
deepest, darkest secrets in the health file,
I
nobody
have.
would know. Oh my! I won't ask you to peel those off and share them today. So we have a place for all of this to go.
Absolutely.
What about the cranky pants doctors? Are they going to be writing in your health file?
Well, our goal, of course, is to make that as easy as we can because those docs are not having a lot of time to do anything extra.
No.
And so we found there's a few things we can help with. One is those docs are already doing a lot of things today, so that are on paper and on fax machines. And so we've made it really easy. If you have a HealthVault account, and you can actually assign a fax number to that account, and you can ask your doctor to just fax what he has.
Oh my God. Will it send duplicates of stuff? Like if your doctor faxes your prescription, they'll send a copy to your health file?
It can absolutely do that.
Wow.
And so, for the geeky side, there's a little less you can do with a fax than there is with a highly structured idea of a medication because it's sort of a picture. But boy, is it better than nothing.
Right.
In my health
It's
vault,
like a picture of your check.
Exactly.
It's better than having no record of it.
Exactly. I have faxes of my children's immunization records because that's how they were written and kept, and I use them for camp, for school, for sports, and it just is a great help. And it'd be even better when they're structured so that maybe I can get an application to help remind me when the next one should come. But that's just additive. You know, those things can get better and better. And what we've tried to do is make sure we live where the world is, and help us get to a place where maybe there's a little more there as well.
And is that where you guys are headed?
We're trying really hard. It's a long road.
It is a long road. But hopefully one day one of these little stickies can be peeled off at will, be carried with somebody. And what kind of things are you guys connecting them to?
Well, you know, one of the most immediately and broadly obvious is emergency services like Medic Alert, or actually there's a couple organizations in some regions that have connected them all the way through to the ambulance. And being able to take just the part of that that's most important for me if I am unconscious and I need to be taken care of, whether that's through an automated system like the ambulance or whether it's because I have a card or a bracelet, those are all great things. And so using that data is one immediate thing people do. The other thing that we see that we get really excited about is there's a whole set of people who, especially when they first get a diagnosis in their family or themselves of a chronic disease like asthma or diabetes, there's a period of time when there's really intensive sort of monitoring to get that under control and understand it. And what we've tried to do is there's some fantastic tools that folks like the American Heart Association and the Mayo Clinic have built to try to help people understand those first days and get to that rhythm so that they can actually take care of themselves better over time. Sometimes sharing that back to the doctor, and sometimes not if that's not an option, but giving the best possible way that people can sort of use that information to try to take care of themselves at home as well as when they have to go to the doc.
So, everybody at this conference is talking about this blue button thing.
I have my blue button.
I know you have a blue button. So can you tell us what the blue button is?
Absolutely. It's really easy. You know, it's all the blue button is a way that says, well, in particular in Medicare and the VA for now, although hopefully this will extend to other places, there's a simple website where I can say, please VA, I would like to have a copy of my information in a file, just a text file like a piece of paper.
Is it everything?
It's everything that the VA knows about you, or that Medicare knows about
including
you.
Including notes from cranky doctors?
I don't believe they've included their cranky notes yet, but that's the direction they're taking.
That's the
in fact, Peter Levin has spoken about what his path is to try to get more and more and more data involved. But even when he does that, it won't be everything. It will be everything that's happened at the VA. And that's where Health Vault comes in, because it can take that VA data, maybe some data from the pharmacy, maybe some data from home monitoring devices, and make the whole paper.
Exactly. And I have to tell you, that is such a big issue, because people might think, well, if you have a VA doctor, why do you need the information? So many people need health care from multiple places, or get health care from multiple places. We see patients who have none of their information and can't bring it with them.
And even in the VA, the families and people, the amount of care that happens from outside doctors out of the network is huge, and right now a black hole.
And so you guys are eventually hoping to be bi-directional?
Absolutely.
This won't just be one piece of paper, there'll be little stickies coming from everywhere?
We'd like that to be the case. And of course, at every place, moderated by that consumer. So we won't automatically have things going out that
they
you don't
will
trust.
own it.
That's the plan.
Not the doctor writing on a little piece of paper.
That's the goal.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking time to meet with me today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.